Station West 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Zo, goedemiddag. We zijn live, omdat Starship een test gaat doen. Daar doe ik graag verslag van, dus zodoende. De rest heb ik niet zo heel veel melden over andere dingen. Omdat ik nu gewoon positief verslag wil doen van Starship. Als het goed is gaan ze testen dat de booster terugkomt in deze toren en dat hij dan opgevangen wordt in deze toren. Dus we gaan zien hoe dat allemaal verloopt.
Pad here. There it is.
And Raptors.
Oké.
Ignition. I don't see any holes in there. I don't see any engines that are offline.
I hope somebody records us too. Look at that. That would be amazing. Next up, of course, after that will be the hot staging.
Be on the lookout. Coming up on a minute and a half into flight here.
Look at that.
Look at the purple plume.
Yeah.
In the middle there. Wow.
The viewing conditions are amazing for this flight.
There we can see,
Yeah,
I
they
think,
are.
33 healthy engines. That's
1
good.
minute
That's
to
good
hot
for
staging.
that's good for our chances of a catch.
Coming up on 2,500 kilometers per hour, approaching 30 kilometers in altitude right now.
Watch on the right side, because the first thing you will see is the ship engines like spooling up, because that happens before
Look
stage
at the
separation.
green
Yep.
there. From the
Wow.
twilight, sort of like hitting the engines.
Absolutely stunning.
2 minutes into flight. Continuing to go downrange. Now remember, the show's not over. It is possible that more than half of this rocket will come back towards the launch pad, and excitement is guaranteed.
Hot staging should come up.
Watch for the flare out the side. That's the hot staging ring here.
It's a track from us, by the way. And it's hot
There
staging.
it is. Wow.
They are performing a go no go poll for the catch now.
Okay,
Push back
two
burn.
things. There's two things on your screen. There, the booster has turned around and it's lit its engines again. It's coming back home, it looks like.
And this is the moment where they actually will commit. This is the moment where they make the first call. Are they going for a catch?
They're looking at everything. The booster looks like it looks to me like it's coming this way.
Yeah. I see. That looks healthy to me.
Nice even spread. The plume expansion there around the back of the booster on the right-hand side. That pin in the middle of the right-hand side. That is what they're supposed to catch it with.
You can see
that
the
little pin
booster on the
sticking out
ship here.
side.
Look at that. Also, mentioning the ship here, 6 healthy engines.
Nah, the ship's going downrange. Good job, ship. It's fine. Go do your thing, ship. We want to see the booster.
Look at that. It's almost
First.
golden.
Shut down. Running on 3 engines, and that's the end of the boost back burn.
Wow.
End of boost back burn. And now we are waiting for the go for catch.
Okay.
because now they are not targeting chopsticks yet. But
They are
could.
go for booster catch.
Go
Wha-
for booster catch.
Oh my god.
From SpaceX, confirmation that they are go for the booster catch. It is coming home.
This isn't.
What's going to happen?
Oh my god.
We're just laser focused. All the like it was a planning thing. All the photographers follow the booster. Keep your eye on the booster. The ship will be fine. It'll do its thing.
Watch the ship later.
Look at that.
That's beautiful.
These views are gorgeous. Like those that
Wow.
venting from the booster with this illumination.
You can see the heartbeat on this. Like the foot. I'm not actually sure whose camera this is, but the adrenaline flowing through the veins of the person with hands on this camera right now. Look at this.
If
Now
this
remember-
succeeds,
Yeah, if it
it's gonna
succeeds,
be
go out.
amazing. It's gonna be amazing. Like such a huge vehicle coming back down.
Remember, if you're out there somewhere local,
You can see the hot
sonic
staging
boom.
ring.
You can see the hot. Is that the hot staging ring?
Yeah, that is the hot staging ring.
It looks like a
And that
little
hot staging
moon.
ring can come as close as 1 kilometer to the shore.
Wow.
Because it's basically a giant parachute, right?
yeah, it's a big spinning ring. It's not quite a frisbee. It's almost a frisbee. If you're out there, we're coming up as this gets closer to us. It's breaking the sound barrier. It's pushing this pressure
We
wave in
might
front of
be
it.
less than 2 minutes away from a catch.
Look
You
at the
might
angle
hear-
of the booster.
The sonic booms. Don't forget about the sonic booms. Don't be surprised by the. Well, be surprised by the sonic
Basically,
booms.
they-
Look at the angle. You're right. And the hot staging ring is in frame.
look at how,
Yeah, you
look
can
how
see
it's basically
the drifting.
horizontal.
Yeah, you can see the drifting, how the booster is sort of like gliding
It's-
towards the launch side, while the hot staging is just, that ring is just falling back down. It doesn't have any
It's
control.
getting aerodynamic lift.
Look at
for
that,
lack
look
of a
at
better
that.
word.
Look
Look
at
at
The
that.
that.
re-entry heating
That's ridiculous.
Look at that.
should be coming
There's a
up
little bit of a
very
cloud. That's the plume.
shortly.
There it is at the bottom.
Oh my god, look at the angle.
Wow.
Watch for the eruptors. We want 13 healthy engines.
Should be coming up
Come
on that
on.
landing burn.
Yep.
Come on, booster heavy. Just booster heavy. Super heavy. You can do it.
Look at this.
Look at the re-entry.
That's 6.5 minutes. That is moving so fast. Look at how hard it is. to
Oh!
track. Ignition.
That's the 13.
No.
They did it!
No.
How did they do it?
They did They did it on the
Is it
first
doing
try!
anything?
How did they do that?
What? There's a fire at the bottom. It's on the chopsticks. Look, that side it's not resting on the grid fins.
And the other, I think, is also fine.
We'll see if we can get a different angle here.
The fire is almost out.
Well, I hope it goes out.
How did this just happen?
No way! You gotta be kidding me.
Did I just scream?
Are we just? Is this?
How?
Is this for real?
Huh?
Okay, here's another angle. This is gonna be from the southern
It's-
side.
It's a bit angled.
Hey. Look at that. There's a close-up of the fire. All right.
All right, all right. It's not.
Alex, that looks like it's from the cutie area.
Yeah. And I sort of expected something like this. It is the first
Uh-huh.
attempt. First attempts tend
Look,
to be
not
a
on the
bit more
grid fins there.
fiery.
Keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
Yep.
It's straight. It's actually on the landing pins.
Look at that. So this would be a little bit of a methane leak coming out. Those are the connections where they fill the ship, right? They put the propellants into the ship there down at the bottom. Looks like a leak is happening over there. Some things sort of cascading off the bottom there as well. Fire on
also
that
sure-
side as well.
How did
It
how
could
is
be the fire extinguisher system, as I called it earlier.
Yep.
The fire suppression system might be running here to be able
You
to
think
put
that's
out.
what down at the bottom?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I believe that's probably what we're seeing here.
Yep.
Meanwhile, by the way,
gotta
the
keep-
ship is in its trajectory. It has shut down its engines. It is right on trajectory. It is coasting in space.
Ja,
Look
dit is,
And nominal
wel
insertion
bijzonder
as
dit.
well. It's right on target for that entry in the Indian
Like-
Ocean.
Flames are they're decreasing, then a little spurt comes out, then they're decreasing.
I'm getting closer to the point, calling this good.
There's still ice on the bottom of it.
Yeah, you can see how much propellant
They're
is still
safe in the
left.
booster, by the way. Maybe if we
Okay.
can show the top of the booster or the top of the tanks. They are depressing. They are safe in the vehicle. That's good. That's what we want.
Yeah, okay, I have to admit, I didn't see this coming.
I did. I said before the launch, if they do go for a catch, it's gonna hit that landing, and it did.
There's the top. Okay, there's the top, Alex. Look, it's
Yeah.
not on the grid fins. It's
They're
on the
saving it.
pin.
Look at that,
It's on the
they're
pins.
depressing. They have the vents open. They're now depressing the vehicle, saving it.
There's our bottom shot of the fire and the top shot.
And it's also good that they are safing it because all of that means, you know, the remaining propellant, the remaining boil off gets away from the vehicle, and
Yep.
so any potential
Sparks.
fires like we're seeing there can be put out by just removing the source of the fire, right? If there's
Alex,
some
you see the
methane.
sparks that are falling out of the bottom there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's sparks coming
Those
from the
engines-
engine.
Got through a very fiery re-entry and landing burn, so it's very
They're already stacking the next booster, right?
When's it launching, y'all?
Yeah,
Like, well,
that's a cool
this is
stack.
10 minutes ago.
I'm sorry, by the way. I know we started to scream at some point during
Oh,
the
it's
landing.
fine.
But
It's fine. That fire looks so much better. It almost looks like it's dripped
Yeah.
down. There's actually venting coming out.
yeah, they're opening all the vents now to depressurize the vehicle because otherwise,
and safe.
I mean, what you're going to do, right?
Look at the views. This is the view from trailer 2. Trailer's still alive.
Congratulations, trailer. You get another patch.
I'm gonna start painting starships on the side of it. Like a
Yeah,
World
one
War
of-
II bomber or something.
One of the things to
my God.
notice here
Look at the
is you might
OLM.
notice, yeah, the OLM is really good. I mean, obviously, you know, it suffered 33 Raptor engines, maybe 3 as well later on, but so far so good. Boy, this is amazing.
So as I saw these 13 engines, these 13 healthy engines, I was like, okay, already a success. And when it then approached the chopsticks, I was like, what? I expected an abort at some point.
Oh, there's the scratch plates. I wonder what the scratch plates look like. Oh, I can't wait till we see the other footage.
We will get.
You can
every
actually
single-
notice on
Yeah.
those scratch plates, as you mentioned, that
Yeah.
it went onto the chopsticks, but it doesn't need to be centered, right? Along the long axis, right, of those
Yep.
chopsticks. It is not centered. They are able to do that later with like little pins that are on the rail.
Yep.
Once they get to actually safe in the booster. Priorities, right? First, save
Alex.
the booster, then adjust it.
The big cascade we see coming down the side there.
I'm mostly sure that is the fire suppression system probably being activated.
Okay. Just again controlling that environment underneath the engines. If there's any leak in there, an engine that's got a crack or a line that's come loose or whatever might happen, you don't want methane to build up in there and create a flammable, hazardous environment, right? Hey, good luck ship going down range as well.
Yeah.
But we're looking at the top booster.
the ship in the orbit right now. Hey,
What-
by the way, guys.
What was that? Wait, we got to go back to that shot. Look
What?
at the still water. Was there part of a chine that was off or something there?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the previous camera was. There.
Yeah, that chine is
Yeah.
open.
I wonder if that was contact, or I wonder if that happened during the flyback.
See, it wasn't a success. They lost the chime.
Oh, jeez.
Ah.
Unplanned damage to the vehicle.
Yeah.
Jeez, do it again.
Pack it. That's over.
That is one of the things that I was actually going to bring up here, right?
Yeah.
We've seen this. This is the first time they actually catch the booster. For Falcon 9, if you go back, the 9 landings on the barge, on the landing zones, they were all fiery. Like the bottom of the booster gets fiery. It's igniting engines. It's going through the atmosphere at incredible speeds, right? Of course, you're gonna expect some fire. And look at that!
Look, it's on the pins, and the pins are on
It's
the
on
rails.
the pins.
That's absolutely
You needed any more
ridiculous.
confirmation that it's on the pins? There you have it.
That was like the close-up tower view showing it caught by the pins.
So, how calm was the reaction on social media?
Oh, jeez. Oh, look, and here's the ship.
Very calm and very.
We still, like, I know you're all already are through a roller coaster of emotions right now. I'm just saying we still have a re-entry of a new TPS in front of us.
Look at this.
I mean,
a little piece of ice. Goodbye, little piece of ice.
Goodbye. Good flight for you.
Right. See you later. At least
Still
it didn't look
1
like a mouse.
hour, or rather 50 minutes until that ship is on the ocean, on the Indian Ocean.
50, like
you know,
50, correct?
Yeah, 50, exactly. 50.
They got the drone out there flying.
One thing, once we go back to replays and whatnot, because I'm mostly sure that everybody in the back channels, you know, in the back are preparing those replays. Did it seem to you like that landing seemed easy?
Yeah, like I'm not.
.95% chance based on the Falcon 9 accuracy that they could get the booster in between the chopsticks. I mean, clearly that was correct. They made it look easy.
Yeah, I mean,
grief.
And the implications for the program as a whole and Artemis are ginormous of this, because already reaching the step of first stage reusability.
Yep. How many patches do we have left? We're gonna shell out of patches because they actually caught this thing.
Yeah, I have to look at actually.
Check and see what percentage we have left on patches, because the patches are crazy. Jack is here.
God. Yeah, 50% fault.
The sonic booms, you guys. We've been saying this forever now, that the sonic booms were going to be amazing for this one, and they were amazing for this one. Oh my god, I knew they were coming, and still they shook they shook the earth. And
did they move your pants?
I don't know what. Yes, everything moved, Das. Everything. 100%. Everything moved. I had the booster nearly the entire way down. Only when it was obscured by its own exhaust cloud, I lost it. So, hooray, high-speed video of that. How beautiful was that? I don't know if we're going to get more beautiful launch conditions than that. What more can you ask for? And they just buttered that thing in there. It just slipped right in there like a glove. Like a glove.
We need to get all of these shots pulled, because we saw some things at ascent, like how they looked, and I'm curious how that looked for the landing.
Yep.
I have some angles where I'm like, oh, I'm curious how they turned out.
Let us know if there's any metal print candidates there.
We are working on it,
hopper, folks.
We are working on it.
Yeah, that's another thing we do to commemorate these. We sell the patches, the commemorative sort of patch things. We do metal prints. We'll have all sorts of shots that you can put on your wall with high quality prints and stuff. Oh, good grief.
I'm working on one right now. I rented an R5 Mark II for the launch, and I got some cool photos off of it. For some reason, they're showing up in Lightroom as corrupted. This is what I get for not using the R5 Mark II until just now. But I'm working on some shots from launch. Just stand by. I know Max is as well. I'm powering up some of our field infrastructure. Well, when I say I am, Dan is. Thank you, Dan.
Nice.
So that we can pull some rapid turn prints as well. So we are working on the imagery. We're getting it to you as fast as we possibly can. I'm shaking. I'm literally shaking.
You should be.
I mean, we're
shaking.
Yeah. not in my wildest dreams would I mean, this is basically, besides that one little chime, a perfect landing.
We're in a hotel room halfway across the world and we're shaking over here.
Yeah, probably some people in this hotel were like, what is going on?
I thought when they were knocking on the door, they would tell us to be quiet. Like, sir,
Yeah.
sir. We're like, no, there's a Starship launching.
Look at this! Look, they
believe.
caught it!
Drag them in here and put toothpicks in their eyes and sit them in front of the stream so they can witness history happening.
You know,
Well, you know, normally when you're in a hotel room, it's like noisy neighbors. There's like a kid running up and down the hallway. It's like, I don't care about any of that.
used
I don't
to
like...
They're used to that.
We're the noisy neighbors today. We're the kids running up and down the hallway.
So for everybody at NSF, we now have a license for Flight 6 and a
Yes.
most likely no mishap investigation. So I propose Monday or Tuesday as the kickoff
don't jinx
evening
it.
for Flight
This
6.
This is still a ship coming back
The
down.
ship has to come back down, yeah.
I'm so
Exactly.
far, I have to say, I would.
Go for launch. Oh my gosh, they're going for it.
Best waves you could possibly hear, 20 seconds away from liftoff.
Thunder Deluge.
T minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Vehicle pitching downrange. Booster after chamber pressure nominal.
We got 33 engines, baby. All the killers.
30 seconds into the flight, the rumble's just starting to reach us here at launch control.
Booster and avionics tower, telemetry nominal.
33 Raptor engines.
Max Q.
Now pass through the maximum aerodynamic pressure, the most stress the vehicle's going to see on the way uphill.
Wow, look at Ryan's shot here, guys. That's unbelievable.
All right, our next major milestone coming up, it's going to be hot staging. We're going to see the engines ignite on ship to push it away from the booster.
Look at that shot. I remember there's going to be a little delay between the two, but we'll keep them both up on screen here for you just so you can have full coverage here. Wow.
All right, so hot staging is going to be the next thing coming up. First, we're going to see the booster's engines start to shut down, all but 3.
Wow.
We're going to do what's called most engines cut off instead of main engine cut off, because 3 are going to keep going, and then we're going to see the engines on ship ignite.
So hopefully we hear a call out here that it's safe to do the landing burn
Right now, the
attempt.
tower team is doing their go, no go. And we might hear some really good words soon, too. All right.
Come on. Oh, I want to see
You
the
can
tower
still see
catch.
it up behind me. That is one of the most gorgeous things I've ever seen in my entire life. Coming up on hot staging next.
Ship engine
There's
startup.
most engines cut off.
Stage separation. Booster
Stage separation,
Startup.
hot stage separation confirmed.
Oh my god. Ryan has had continual
Ship under its
tracking
own
this entire
power.
time.
I'm seeing 6 out of 6 Raptors lit. Hopefully I got a booster on the way back to me. I'm going to send it to you guys in Hawthorne.
Oh man, that was absolutely incredible. I loved how the
Chamber pressure is nominal.
crowd here in Hawthorne all went ooh at that first view of the blue flames from the booster. As you can see there, stage currently performing, or excuse me, is now making its way back to the launch
Shut
site.
down
Again,
now.
we are.
Ship avionics power and telemetry nominal.
The booster and the tower are both performing automated checks to make sure we are go for the booster to return to the launch pad for that catch. And once those are complete, the flight director.
Booster respect for shutdown. Flight director is go for booster return.
What was that? Are they...
We did hear that the tower is go for catch, so that was one of the big criteria we were looking for.
No.
This view
We'll
here.
wait to hear that the go for catch has been sent.
Beautiful view here from the ship.
And so
Oh my
exciting to
gosh.
hear that we got a go for booster catch. That means it's going to be a really exciting morning. Again, the booster is making its way back towards now land in order to make that catch attempt in the tower.
No way. They're going for it.
So incredible to see these views. You can see the ship on the right-hand side of your screen. All 6 Raptor engines are under full power. Once again, the ship, excuse me, the booster is making its way back to the launch site. We are going to try and catch it using the chopsticks on the launch tower, the exact same tower that it just launched from just, wow, 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, and the booster.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, I can confirm the command was sent for the booster to come back.
I'm
That is
shaking right now.
incredible.
This
Looking
is...
up right now, it's pretty much right overhead of us, and we can see it starting to come down.
This on the left, that is
I
our
can't
tracking
wait for us to
footage.
hear
We've
the
had
sonic
continual
boom
tracking.
through Dan's mic.
Look at that.
That is going to be incredible. It was so cool to hear the liftoff. And so once again, a successful on-time liftoff of Starship Flight 5. The ship has separated from the booster. The booster is there on your screen. It is making its way back to the launch site. We are going to attempt the catch using the chopsticks. We did hear the confirmation that the command was sent to the tower. We are go for catch.
And in order to.
Guys, we should just be about 30 seconds away from our landing burn. It's going to happen in 3 phases.
kidding me?
13 engines burn off all of that velocity. Oh, we can see it coming down through the plume.
Oh my god.
Booster coming in hot for booster catch.
No
And
way.
that's 13 of those Raptor engines, and this view is incredible right now.
No way, Ryan. Yes!
See how fast this vehicle
No
is moving
freaking way.
on the left hand of the screen.
Oh my god.
We're now down to 3 Raptor
Oh
engines.
my god.
We can see those chopsticks First ever attempt, we have successfully caught the Super Heavy booster back at the launch tower.
What an incredible view!
Are you kidding me?
I can't believe that.
Dan,
Wow.
I don't know about you, but we're losing our stuff up here.
Terminal back.
Guys, I'm sorry. Like, even in this day and age, what we just saw, that looked like magic. Oh, wow.
Oh my
The
god.
view must have been insane. We are still going wild over here.
Ja, is het niet bijzonder amazing? Maar die beelden ook, moet je kijken joh. Looks like magic. Het gaat over toren Een raket die net zo hoog is als de Big Ben in Londen. Gewoon in toren weer terug ophangen. Ja, zeker bijzonder dit.
Oh my god. For the engineering history books.
No, never own footage from this. I would think that was fake. That is our camera. That is our personal camera.
You are reflecting exactly what everybody else here in Hawthorne, except maybe a little bit more because you got to see it with your own eyes.
I can't believe it.
We got it. I mean, like, I can't describe that.
Wat een beelden.
Main engine cut off, ships in orbit.
Het is wel
My God. Like shaking right now. That was
een hele grote stap.
Holy cow.
Starship nominal orbit insertion.
Right. Exciting news there. It's hard to believe, you know, Booster isn't the only excitement.
Rocket science
Confirmation
the
there.
best.
A gorgeous view of planet Earth behind the ship. And it is now in the orbit.
Oké, we gaan even live terug naar wat er met
incredible day
Starship aan het
live.
gebeuren is. Kijk, daar zijn we hier.
Ooh, look at that! Look at that!
No way! That's gotta be one of the rips. I think the sonic booms hit it.
I think it touched the tower.
That's how powerful it is. That's how you know it was powerful.
If it doesn't touch the tower, it's like very close to it.
The ripped off or the damaged chine doesn't seem to be on the side of the tower. Gosh, it was close to the tower. We have more angles.
I know. A gazillion, I was told.
Wow.
Side view didn't touch the tower, apparently?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how close it is.
Ooh,
oh, is it going to come out of the blue sky?
You look at the end lift plume
hasn't even cleared. It just comes out of the sky.
Sorry.
Sonic boom!
Wow!
Look, they look like
clouds!
Wow! It really looked like it almost made. I want to see if glove.
Oh, that's gonna be cool.
This is a fixed shot.
Look at that!
No way! That's gotta be one of the rips.
I think the sonic booms hit it.
I think it touched the
That's
tower.
how powerful it is. That's how you know it was powerful.
If it doesn't touch the tower, it's like very close to it.
The ripped off or the damaged chine doesn't seem to be on the side of the tower. Gosh, it was close to the tower. We have more angles.
I know. A gazillion, I was told.
Wow.
Side view didn't touch the tower, apparently?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how close it is. Oh, is it going to come out of the sky?
Look at
the end lift plume hasn't even cleared. It just comes out of the sky. Sorry.
The sonic boom!
Wow! Look, they look like clouds!
Wow! That looks like it's from the highway site.
That's ridiculous.
You saw it emanate from the bottom of the booster, and you saw it travel across the clouds even.
How's this feel?
En dan ook die zon er zo mooi op.
No. What is this?
That's a trailer.
Camera.
Zo,
Perfect allemaal.
You can see him close. This is one of our trailer cameras.
How is this footage that our camera shot? How is this footage brought into being today? With everybody's support, with everybody's hard work. This is footage that we made that did not previously exist, and it's real. I can't believe that's real.
That was the fixed shot of it coming in. We're gonna have another shot. This is the tracking shot of it coming in.
Wow! Look at that! Look at that!
This is the tracking camera mounted on the trailer. Let's see what
Is this the positioner?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
The positioner. The birds are like, nope, I'm out.
Ja, je ziet die raket ook sturen.
Yeah, look, this is Gage, I think.
Echt Powerful rocket science dit.
You see that preset? You see that preset work there? He got it. He got it.
Look at
that fire!
Bottom.
My
Wow.
God!
I just cannot get over the fact that this looks like it is like the 10th landing or the 20th landing. But it's the first. Ooh! No way. We're gonna get this view now?
What is this view?
Oh no!
Wow,
way.
look at that!
No way. This is the north tracking camera.
North Beach, baby! It's the new camera at North Beach!
You can see how it first gimbals. You can see how it first gimbals to the right, slow down, and then to the left to start to control itself.
In the ground effects, you can see when it starts hitting the ground.
Yeah,
Look at
yeah.
that.
By the way,
Who was operating that? That was Matt Z.
We have.
You can see the booster dangling a little
We had
bit.
nice liftoff shots.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we already set up for that, so maybe I'm throwing somebody over the bus here.
Oh, we better make sure Kevin's ready for it first.
Yeah, I don't want to make Kevin mad.
Yeah. Stand by. We've got the stills, the metal prints coming as well here. Look at that.
It's
So many different angles. And y'all, for some of the cameras, so the way that we work this, we send back what we call a broadcast quality feed, which is good enough for broadcast, right? But it's not the best quality. It's not the highest high quality. We have the cameras recording locally at higher frame rates and higher bit rates. So it takes us longer to pull those off of the cameras. But what you've seen so far is sort of the live stream views, and we have higher resolution, higher frame rate, things that we'll download, but it takes us a little time to get those. So those are all going to come out on all the socials. Follow us in all the different places, over on Facebook, on Threads, on wherever. Just follow us on all the different social media places. We'll put them on X. They'll be on YouTube. They'll be shorts. They'll be everything.
Yeah, I think there's a high chance. Somebody asked earlier, like, will there be a replay video of this on YouTube?
Oh, how many replay videos will there be?
Yeah, like the question is just how many. Like,
can't even talk anymore.
When will you stop? It's like a machine like that just doesn't stop printing.
Yep. An update, Alex here. You can see the flap has moved a little bit, right, Alex?
Yeah, they are preparing for that entry. Should be in about 12 minutes from now. The ship is positioning itself for that. You can see the altitude is 171 kilometers right now. Obviously, it needs to drop a little bit more to get through re-entry, but of course, it is getting ready for that.
We zijn terug live bij Starship.
Looking.
I can't believe that. I can't believe it. It's just
De re-entry is ook heel belangrijk. Vorige keer waren er heel veel...
We got a helicopter in the background as well. I hear helicopter noises.
One thing that I'm looking forward to
Dus het is testen van de,
the road.
heat shield.
Yeah, so you can go and get the footage. I wonder how much safing of the booster is going to have to happen. Like, are they going to set it down, or what's going to happen before they open that road? I feel like they should have put a big check mark on the booster here.
Yep,
check.
Oh, dat waarschijnlijk is wel zeker, want...
By the way, these sounds are not coming from the ship right now. Don't be irritated, there's no helicopter in space. Well, there's one on Mars.
There is one on Mars, that's true.
And in fact, we are
mooi zijn
being
als
told in
deze
back
ook,
channel that cars are indeed back at the
poten terug kan komen.
At the roadblock.
Look at this.
Maar dat zal bij de volgende testen zijn.
Ryan Webber also giving us some bit more info here. Booster 12 was the first booster that
I can't hear you. There's a helicopter landing.
What did you say? I can't hear you. There's a helicopter landing.
Look at that. right there next to our highway site.
Hope it drives off.
It's going to land on the road again. You just, drive down the road. I'm glad that roadwork sign was far enough away.
He never crossed the road before.
Oh, yeah. Or he needs to fuel up.
I didn't realize we turned highway into a avgas station.
We should put a tank there. We should offer that service to SpaceX.
Yeah, a big tank of AV gas and a big tank of root beer. I don't know.
Zou mooi zijn als ze de volgende keer Starship een rondje om de aarde kunnen laten vliegen en dan terug weer kunnen laten landen op Starbase. Dat zou wel een
Jack, is
mooie,
that you?
Well, that's the booster.
mooie prestatie
That's
zijn
not
voor de
Jack.
volgende.
Oh,
That
hey.
is the liftoff shot that you took, right, Jack? That's your shot?
Yeah, that's my shot. Sorry, I'm being told that the road is open. The road.
What?
Well, at least. Sorry. Let me rephrase that. The extended roadblock that goes to Richardson and Highway 4 has come
Yep.
down. I do not mean to say that the road is open to the beach. All I'm saying is that the
can go to the
fallback
village.
roadblock that we see. Yeah,
This
it
is so
sounds like the
cute.
village and the
It's just
production site
very
at this.
wholesome. I love it. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. That's so generous, Joff.
Ja, kom op.
See it, and so that was awesome. But yeah,
Could you saw stage separation, right?
yeah, you could see everything all the way. It was,
Everything.
It was nuts.
Could you
yeah.
follow the booster all the way back with your?
I lost the
bare eyes?
booster on the way
Look at
back.
this.
I couldn't find it after a while. I mean, I saw it initially when it separated, but then
Oké, dat is not zo interesting. Hier.
Frame, not right now because I'm choked for signal, but I can literally show you the image the sonic boom happened during because the whole entire thing is blurry. But yeah, that's why that shot exists. That's what I was going for.
Nice.
That would also be a funny shot. Like the first one is like completely clear and then like wobble. Like sorry, sonic booms.
Sorry, Sonic. Just leave it.
That's basically what it is.
I'm so nervous
Alex.
right now for that ship.
How's our timing looking here? How long until this reentry phase begins?
Around 7.5 minutes from now.
All right. So 7.5 minutes, we're going to see the beginning of the reentry phase, the second part of the doubleheader, triple header. I don't know. You got to launch, you got to catch. Now you're going to get Starship reentry over the Indian Ocean. So a triple header here, starting in just about 6-7 minutes when we begin to see the plasma light show start to form around the outside of the ship. SpaceX is clapping.
Can I just say something out loud really quick?
Yes, Jack.
Yes.
Of course.
I am going to stop recording on my camera that is focused on the booster right now. I think maybe, knock on wood, we're past the point where it would have exploded. So
Yeah.
I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop rolling that camera and accumulating terabytes of data. Wish me luck.
Just manifest it by pressing the record button and stopping the recording. It's cool.
Yep. And that there was no methane anymore that could ignite in the flare stack.
Everybody DM Adrian Spiders.
Don't do that. Please don't do that. It's been too good of a day. Hey, look, it's a retro mug. I didn't say that earlier. I saw somebody in chat saying like, "Oh, y'all had a T-shirt of the game made already?" It's like, no, we had a cool retro Starbase 8-bit video game design long ago, a couple years ago. And so Alicia was wearing that. It didn't have anything to do with the Catch a Starship game that came out, but it worked well.
Ship has departed Madagascar and is now
130.
in the ocean.
Nice.
That sounds like a
130
bassinet.
kilometers.
This could, I mean, we are already way up there here where we are, but this could, like, if they get the ship all the way through re-entry, and they get it, by the way, launch, entry, landing, kind of fitting.
It makes sense, actually. Launch,
Yeah,
entry, landing,
it's really-
different order.
We should update that one.
Whoever
Launch,
bought
entry,
that hoodie is, that's actually pretty clever.
like an update. Launch, entry, then landing is just the
Like, change the order of it.
The-
Launch, landing, entry.
So, I mean, if they get this ship in a very good state all the way through a landing burn,
Yep.
that would have been, I think, almost as equally impressive. TPS is hard.
TPS is hard. We're going to see what happens. We continue to march towards that re-entry. Now, it happens over time. It's not like it hits a brick wall as soon as it hits the upper atmosphere or anything like that. It comes in very slowly. And you start to see some effects, and you'll start to see some, not really maneuvering, but you'll start to see the plasma glow start to form. All of that is still coming up here. Last time, that's what we were screaming about.
True. I have footage of me being very calm and collected about it.
I don't know.
Did anybody? Good question.
That's a good question. We got some cameras that we should spin around to look at other places.
There's land.
That is land.
Yeah, the Star Factory windows might be interesting.
If it went over Madagascar already, what land is that?
Could be like still maybe like another edge of where like no, that doesn't make sense.
No, that's a big curvy coast.
Maybe Ryan lied us.
Maybe there's a erroneous call out early.
I see a sorry.
Yeah. There's land.
Mr. Map
was
Mr. Map
Failed.
yeah. Shoutouts to Ryan, by the way. That like pre-launch coverage with all the maps was amazing.
Look at this. It's like a booster hanging there. What the heck's going on there? And then there's a helicopter fueling up on the side of the road. And then also a starship in space over the Indian Ocean.
Yeah, that's also my evening.
What a good time.
I'm kind of glad. Kind of happy as a space fan.
Yeah, a little bit, you know. Hey, real quick, during that entire thing, the countdown and all the excitement and everything, I saw so many red messages come through chat. People just super chatting obscene amounts. I saw some tips come in from the tips.nasaspaceflight.com. We weren't reading them out. We were so hyper focused on the count and the launch and then the catch and all of those sorts of things. If we didn't say thank you to you, please let me know, or please don't let me know. Please know that we appreciate every bit of support that y'all give us. And the reason that we can do this, and the reason we can bring y'all this sort of, it's not even just views, it's like an experience. It's a freaking party where we're all hanging out here and we're just overjoyed to be able to share this with folks all over the world.
I love how it's like a inverted, like an almost a bell. Oh, plasma.
Oh, there's plasma.
It's like a bell
Starting
curve.
to see that entry.
Tell the SpaceX host, there's plasma. Look. Yes, those are cool details. But look at the plasma.
Look at the pink.
Look.
You have to look at the plasma.
It's like, no, this is when we talk about the heat tiles.
See, that's why we are not having a script.
I don't know. Sometimes we get off the script and we miss things too. It's fine.
No, that would never happen.
There we go. Yeah, full screen plasma. Little puffy clouds.
Oh, I love this color. So, ship now has to endure about 15 minutes of re-entry heating.
Wow.
And at the last time, just to recap that, the last time it got all the way, we saw the ignition and the landing burn. However, from what we can tell, the ship made it in a bit of a rough state.
Yep. Look at it glow. It's almost like a neon light, a neon sign sort of forming around the starship. Those
Look
atoms
at
getting
all that
excited.
pink.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, top right, powered by Starlink.
Ah, yes.
91
that sounded like not
kilometers.
just a helicopter. That's not a TPS.
It's the helicopter taking off again. Look at the shapes. It's like a watercolor. It's like a painting. It almost looks like a phoenix or some sort of like bird wing coming off of that. But the body of the ship is just plowing through the atmosphere. There's barely any.
That engine thing, the thing popped off. That I'm guessing only Ryan's camera can capture. Wow, that re-entry heating is intense, though. Look at that plasma glowing. I'm guessing the SpaceX feed will probably be coming on soon, too. So when they do come back to host, again, I'll kind of be quiet. And once they come back to really host, I'll for sure, we'll cut to them. But we're probably getting closer to that landing burn. Again, this is probably playing back at some kind of slow-mo on the left. And on the right is real time. That is real footage of Starship re-entering the Earth's atmosphere from an altitude of 90 kilometers, 88 kilometers to be exact, and at almost 27,000 kilometers an hour. Wow. So that is going to be really fun to see this re-entry of Starship. Give us 1 second here. we're coming up on the landing burn of the Super Heavy booster replay again. This is Cosmic Perspective, Ryan Shalinsky's landing burn footage. And look at that. Look at how freaking hot that engine section is. It's crazy. The nozzles look relatively okay, but it's just the steel glowing from reentry. Absolutely incredible. And here's that reentry footage again. Yeah, so that booster was falling back. Yes, we are familiar that SpaceX is speaking. We're working on getting SpaceX audio back up.
Next is high heating,
Yeah.
and that beginning when heating increases above the heat rate breakup limit. That lasts for about 10 minutes. We then have high dynamic pressure. Starship will continue to slow down and experience increased aerodynamic loads during that phase, and that will happen before reaching Mach 1, about a minute after.
Starship is approaching the peak heating phase of entry, remains on a nominal trajectory.
Okay, so that was phase 2 that he just called out that I was mentioning. After peak heating is that dynamic pressure around Mach 1, and that will last about a minute after leaving the hypersonic area, and then we go into subsonic, and then, of course, landing burn. Wow, what an incredible view.
The colors are so amazing, and the colors actually also tell you a little bit about the temperature that the vehicle is seeing as well. So I think that's pretty cool that we get this amazing live visual.
Speaking of live visual, the flap, we have more views, more cameras on board Starship, as Dan mentioned a few minutes ago. We are hoping that all 4 flaps will stay more intact than they did last time. We did make some changes to the design in order to help enable
Starship
this.
is now experiencing peak heating, remains on a nominal entry trajectory.
Awesome.
Great news there that Starship is continuing along the path that we intended it to fly. You can keep track with how fast it's going and how high it is above Earth using the display that is there on the bottom right-hand side of your screen.
This is where we're really going to see
En
a
je
lot
ziet
of
ook
those
de
improvements
stand
from Flight 4 really come into action.
van
Is,
de...
so you guys kind of talked about, so what's called the static arrow, those are kind of the poke out points on the flaps. Those get exposed to some pretty extreme heat environments, and so we added some additional,
Starship
basically
hier, dat zie
made
je
it a lot more robust
welke
for the
hoek
thermal protection there. And
momenteel
we
ten
learned
opzichte van de
not just
aarde-
from visuals and stuff like that, we had those missing tile tests on Flight 4 where we intentionally left some out, kept in
Booster hangt weer
backup
recht in
layers.
zijn
They're called ablatives, which
in de
means
toren,
they
dus die
just
staat hier
gradually
recht
melt
overeind.
away to help dissipate the heat. And we've got an entire layer of ablative underneath the tiles on this Starship today. So even if you get a gap in a tile or a tile is broken, anything like that, we've got essentially backup options. And what we're really trying to do today is do an on-target landing. As we lost the flaps, you lose a lot of your control, and so we didn't land right on target last flight. This time we're trying to really nail the target within just tens of meters. And that'll just be a really huge step on feeling like we're closer to bringing a ship back. Obviously, there's a lot of work before we get there, but we just caught a booster. We're going to start looking real soon at when we can catch a ship.
So the view on your left is as a helicopter passes by Dan, bound at Starbase. The view on your left is a camera that's positioned near the nose of the ship, looking basically down toward the flap. The view on the right is looking perpendicular to the flap. So we're looking basically bird's eye view onto the flap on the left-hand side, and then a worm's eye view from the side with that view on the right.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Maverick just buzzed the tower. He might be coming back, so
Now, these views brought to us by Starlink, it's incredible that we have this high-definition capability. In fact, that view on the left...
Starship is now halfway through the peak heating phase of entry, remains on a good trajectory.
So great news there, hearing that we're about halfway through the peak heating phase. Like I said earlier, this lasts roughly 10-ish minutes. And we did hear earlier that the flaps have control of the vehicle, so also good news there. You know, it is incredible that we've basically had views the entire time.
Right, yeah.
Although
Thanks to Starlink.
my memory did black out a little bit after booster catch, so I think we had views. But, you know, all through the coast phase, we had some beautiful views of planet Earth behind the ship as it was in its orbit.
Yeah, and I also do want to point out on your right-hand screen, we've got a more encompassed view of the flap. As we watched in Flight 4, the hinge area was the area where we got a little bit of that burn through. This view, this new camera view on the ship will help us be able to visually see more of what's happening in that area. And again, we have improved our heating tiles, and so hopefully we've protected the hinge a lot better this time.
Landing chill has started.
But again, these views are
Starship nu op 67 kilometer hoogte.
On these flight tests that help enable us kind of put the data that we get in the computer to the visuals that we see and try and align those and use that for improvements in the future.
Now, we heard a call out there saying that engine chill has begun. This is an indication that we are starting to flow a little bit of the super cold liquid oxygen through the hardware, through the Raptor engines, specifically the turbo pumps, to help ensure that the hardware is at the right temperature before we give a full push, a full flow of propellant at engine startup.
It was in about 10 minutes.
All of that to say, we are getting closer to the landing burn.
We definitely are. And again, if you look at the bottom right hand of your screen, you can see the altitude that the ship is, and it has been slowly making its way closer and closer to Earth. We're currently at about 63 kilometers from planet Earth, and you'll see that number trend lower and lower as we get closer and continue through this reentry.
Yeah, this is going to go on for a little, actually a while longer. We have about 10 minutes or so, roughly, before we execute the landing, the ignition for the landing burn, starting with the landing flip. So we're making a controlled reentry. This is one of the primary objectives for Starship today, is to demonstrate another controlled reentry, even more controlled than what we saw on Flight 4. And so far, that is looking good.
Wow. I should point out we do see, occasional sparks and stuff flying off from the vehicle, and
we're going to start seeing the atmosphere's effects,
and that's normal. I mean, normal-ish. That's not really necessarily meant to happen. But that is there are going to be. Ooh, that's a lot though. There are little bits of steel that might be like falling off and stuff, and some of that's okay. But if we do see too many sparks, that could be a bad thing. But right now, it's looking decent.
Today we tweaked it a little bit, so we're going to try and splash down at a little bit of a gentler angle this time, instead of just kind of hit the water and fall over. And the goal with that is try and keep the ship intact, and then if we're able to then get some additional video of it, again, that's just more data, and everything we can see, everything we can get extra, like a couple extra seconds or minutes of data coming from the ship after
Starship has
splashdown.
passed through the peak heating phase of flight, approaching maximum entry dynamic pressure.
All right, we're through peak heating. Coming up is basically max Q part 2, where we're going to hit kind of that part of the curve where we're still moving really fast and the atmosphere is just dense enough that we're feeling the most pressure, but hopefully we're going to start feeling a little bit less heat now.
I love the slightly color changing of the. Oh, that is a cool shot
on the ship as it's making its way back down to Earth.
That's cool.
And we did pass through peak heating and still got really good views throughout that whole period. Typically, during the highest heat on the vehicle, we tend to build up a lot of plasma, and that's typically when we would lose, connection or views of the vehicle. But again, with Starlink, we were able to get some live views throughout that entire process there.
Still going at 15,000 kilometers an hour.
We'll start hearing a couple more milestones in about 4
That's
minutes
crazy.
or so when we start getting down to like the transonic, the subsonic, when we're starting to move closer to and beneath the speed of sound. And I mean, we're getting live views, we're getting live data. We've got a couple additional tests on this one today where we left off some missing tiles again to test some additional backup layers. We also have, I don't know if we can still quite see them in this view, but you may have noticed we had some kind of silvery looking tiles on Starship as well. And those were pretty much standard tiles, but they were wrapped in aluminum. And it was a pretty simplistic, straightforward one where aluminum starts to melt at roughly the same temperature where steel starts to lose its strength, not necessarily melt. And so if we see stuff melting, we know.
Oh no, flap burned through again.
We know what our steel is going to be exposed to. But yeah, 59 minutes since launch, should be coming up on transonic.
Oh
Everything
no,
just about 3 minutes.
Pretty massive burn through again already.
Now the views here, we have coverage of all 4 flaps. We can see, so for those that perhaps didn't catch a glimpse of the vehicle before liftoff, there are 2 flaps at the forward end and 2 flaps at the aft end. The larger camera view that is there on the right-hand side of your screen, that is a view of one of the aft end or the bottom end flaps. We can start to see some heat buildup and peeking through on one of the flaps there in the top left-hand corner of your screen.
It should survive this, though. It's cooling down already.
Once again, Starship now at T+1 hour and 9 seconds into its flight today, re-entering the Earth's atmosphere. Currently about 45 kilometers above the surface of the Earth, now 44. We are targeting a soft splashdown in the Indian Ocean, about, northwest-ish of Australia. And we are attempting to, as we did on Flight 4, perform a flip maneuver as well as
Starship is at maximum entry dynamic pressure, remains on a good trajectory.
All right, so that is great news there. Like Dan said earlier,
looks like there's a fire in the engine compartment.
Max Q Part 2.
Definitely a fire in the engine compartment.
Greatest amount of aerodynamic loads that the vehicle will experience during its flight. It's coming back through the Earth's atmosphere. It was above the Earth's atmosphere in space where there was no friction. We can obviously see
I don't think this one's going to make it.
Evidence of that friction buildup. The atmosphere is actually helping to slow the vehicle down. If you're watching the telemetry in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, you can see that speed decelerating rapidly.
It is at least in the slow enough now that it's not experiencing a ton of heat, but
the ship helped steer the vehicle, and one of the main objectives for the ship today is to demonstrate controlled re-entry during this phase of flight, this re-entry phase.
Yeah, and we have 6 engines on ship, but we only need 3 of them, the 3 sea-level engines. We will have that flip maneuver happen very close to touching down for splashdown. We'll do that flip maneuver, ignite those engines, slow the vehicle down immediately, and then hopefully have what we call a soft what we call a soft splashdown
Yeah.
in the water. It's probably going to feel a little bit harder on the top of the surface of the water, but it'll look pretty gentle.
Yeah, and like we said earlier, we hope to have some more views, even of that phase of the flight. So fingers crossed that we can we can bring those to you. We are hoping to splash down softer than we did last time on Flight 4. Right now, Starship continuing to make its descent back to
Starship
planet
is
Earth.
at Mach 2, remains on a good trajectory.
All right, great news there. That tells us that the vehicle is traveling twice the speed of sound. So we will then, the next call out that we'll hear is that it is, traveling about the speed of sound. And then we will hear a call out that that will be the call out that it is transonic. And then we will hear another call out saying that it is subsonic, meaning going slower than the speed of sound.
Starship is transonic.
Flaps are moving.
There it is. So at this point in time, we say transonic because certain parts of the vehicle, like the flap that you see on your screen, might be experiencing airflow faster than the speed of sound, while other parts of the ship may be experiencing airflow.
Starship is in the subsonic belly flop.
All right, so now the entire vehicle is traveling slower than the speed of sound, so subsonic. The crowd here at Mission Control Hawthorne also getting excited, just like us. We're awaiting a water landing. We are going to reignite the 3 engines to perform that flip maneuver, and we're basically about a minute and a half, away from the landing flip.
Yeah, the crowd's getting excited here as we get closer and closer to splashdown. Again, just about a minute away from the expected splashdown, so we should see a lot
Crazy
happening,
how quickly those can move.
coming up here shortly. We're currently having a view of one of the flaps, and it is a little bit dark on your screen, but hopefully we'll get some good views of the ship as it makes that flip maneuver and touchdown for splashdown.
Yeah,
yeah, guys, we saw that speed drop like a rock. So we're doing a belly flip right now, or a belly flop right now. That's what's kind of, if you saw the high altitude campaign, that's the unique thing about how Starship comes back. So we've bled off pretty much all of the speed we're going to. We're essentially at terminal velocity.
Starship is at 5 kilometers altitude, remains on target.
It's good to hear it remains on target. That's good.
5 to go, coming up soon, landing burn.
Wow. So it lights its engines at, less than a kilometer, I believe. It's pretty last second, it feels
2
like.
kilometers away.
Starship is on target, approaching landing burn startup.
So keep an eye on the bottom right-hand side of your screen as well. That will be the indicator when the Raptor engines ignite, if we are unable to see that illumination ourselves.
Landing burn startup.
The reflection.
Landing burn.
You can see the water just behind the ship.
Starship has landed.
I think it is safe to say we have a ship in the water.
Wow.
Touchdown!
That is a live ocean surface. What an incredible end to Starship's journey. A live view from a buoy that we had.
I hear
out
other
at the
people in this
landing
hotel
zone.
cheering.
An incredible view of the ship landing just about on target as they were calling out.
No way.
That was amazing, and we were not
Was that another
intending to
buoy?
recover any of the ship's hardware, so that was the best ending that we could have hoped for.
That must be another buoy. So they were dead on target.
Wauw, dat is mooie
I don't
beelden.
think we're going to be able to get a ton of
Ze hebben dus
extra
ook gewoon een bootje
video of the
in de
heat
buurt
shield,
van-
but we hit the target. We hit the target. Yeah.
En waarschijnlijk is het daar gewoon
we
donker.
hit the target because we had these buoys placed in a pretty specific spot, so...
Maar je ziet ook dat hij nou plat ligt.
What a day. I feel like That's what I get to say. Right
ik denk dat hij zelfs gaat zinken.
Incredible day.
Everything started off today with that launch.
Ja, hij verdwijnt in het water.
We were able to lift off towards the end of our window, 7:25 a.m. Central Time. 33 out of 33 Raptors in the way uphill. Successful hot stage. Booster came back. We watched it come down right behind us. Watched it get
schitterend mooie beelden. Starship ook netjes geland. Die zullen ze waarschijnlijk ook wel weer gaan opvissen.
First ever booster catch. Major step on the way to rapid reusability. And ship just gave us one heck of a show, making it through a controlled re-entry this time. Flaps intact, made it down to the water. Hey, starships were meant to fly, and it sure as hell flew today. So let's get ready for the next one. Over to you guys.
Kijk, ja, daar zit Elon Musk op zijn telefoon.
And they were also meant to be caught by Mechazilla.
Yeah.
It's been such an incredible...
Goes for a bit, but that's first ever booster catch.
Kijk, we kunnen allemaal zeggen, ja, Elon Musk is ook een onderdeel van
ship just gave us one heck of a show, making it through a controlled re-entry this time. Flaps intact, made it down to the water.
Hij is een van de weinigen waar ik
starships were meant to fly.
veel respect voor
sure as
heb,
hell
omdat
flew
hij
today.
gewoon
So let's get ready for the next one. Over to you guys.
Op zijn telefoon.
They were meant
ziet
to
er echt
fly,
cool
and they were
uit.
also meant to be caught by Mechazilla.
Yeah.
It's been the Federal Aviation Administration.
But we're going to leave you with an awesome recap of what has been the most epic day.
Ja.
I want to see the recap, and then we'll watch our recap. Look at that.
Look at that. Ja, dat
dat
ging echt ja, vlekkeloos. Moet je kijken, joh.
That is crazy.
Zoveel gewicht, zoveel kracht, zoveel...
Since they're done talking, I'll talk over
echte
this,
rocket science.
just in case it's copywritten music, but look at that tower view. Come on!
Ja, dit zijn weer spectaculaire beelden. Ja, als ik ooit eens een keer genoeg tijd heb, zou ik hier gewoon wel eens van dichtbij, nou ja, dichtbij, zo dichtbij kan je
I can't believe that.
Van dichtbij willen zien.
What a world we live in. We'll also be showing some what we can of our replays. They just show a Mechazilla running moonwalking.
Op een kilometer afstand gaat kijken, dan merk je de enorme krachten die er uit die Starship raket komt.
Congratulations, SpaceX. That was unbelievable. These are our views now. This is live booster hanging there in real life, live right there. That is a real shot of it still alive. And here comes some replays.
Ja, het ziet eruit dat het heel goed gaat. Dus ik denk dat de volgende
This is the entry or the landing burn, I mean, of Super Heavy.
Waarschijnlijk januari.
You can see stuff kind of flying off right away.
Dan,
look at that shot, though. Are you kidding me? Okay, that is all time. That is all time. Ryan Shalinsky, Mr. Cosmic Perspective. Unbelievable. Absolutely outstanding. Look at that. I can't wait to see this. All of the shots that we have. Holy cow. I mean, that thing just slams on the brakes.
En geen enkele motor
I am shocked that survived. And I'm even more shocked that it landed. Look at the angle of attack. It's coming in at such a sharp angle of attack. And now you're starting to see some of that exhaust was interacting with something. What is that? Just interacting with the atmosphere? Look at the tail of that. That is absolutely wild. And for the initial part of the landing burn, I think they're at 13 engines. Oh, look at that. The landing burn, I think. Does Ryan catch? Yeah, he's catching back up to it. This is so hard to do for him. I mean, the telescope's at essentially
Ja, even de estimaat
4,000
kan het wel
millimeters.
goed,
I mean, it is
hij
very, very, very
gewoon
tight. So to be able to
geïnteresseerd
get this
in
footage at
bezig.
all is shocking. Here we go. That looks like a landing burn. Down to 3 engines. Yes. Good job, Ryan. Holy crap. You can still see like the other end, like just a fire on the engines. Unbelievable.
En dat alles op net
Looks like he's trying to
natural
pull a little bit
gas,
of focus here.
aardgas,
Now that it got so much closer.
methaan.
At this point, we probably don't care about this footage as much as we've got all this other footage from all around, the same ones that capture liftoff. Obviously, now can capture landing. So we have a ton of remote assets that are recording this part in slow mo and some really cool perspectives. Like, I bet that Sapphire wide shot is also amazing. Did he regain focus there? It looks like it's pretty sharp again, huh? Wow. Look at the angle that this thing is coming in at. It's like absolutely skewing over. And is this after it's been caught? Because I feel like it's like really dark. The engines are... Wow. So Ryan, it's still moving down. So Ryan definitely, tries to expose this mostly to the engines. So it's quite underexposed, especially because it was just barely, it was technically before sunrise. Oh, at this point, I think the sun had just risen for the actual landing. And it's still coming down. I'm having a hard time. Is it landing
Zware
at this
slow
point?
motie van de catch.
It's still moving?
Ja, het is heel vertraagd. Well,
I just have no resolution, sadly, on this.
In de armen van de toren langzaam
That is...
vertraagd.
We're almost there.
Daar hangt hij al.
I don't see I can't see the arms or anything. Are you able to see that in the studio? Okay. That is absolutely wild. That is just...
Ze hebben nu ook al een tweede toren staan. En waarschijnlijk gaan ze daar de Starship een keer mee opvangen.
And there's the real-time
catch in de ene toren
that's
en de
happening right
Starship
now.
catch in de andere
There
toren.
is a rocket suspended from a tower
Daar lijkt het wel naar
on the border of Texas and Mexico.
Maar ze kunnen ook de booster weer terugzetten op de launchpad. En dan
just the most wild thing.
Boven weer opvangen.
Wow. I gotta say a huge thanks again to all of you for watching. I missed so many super chats here, and new members, and just an amazing. You guys are so awesome. I love that you watch so intently and cheer with us, and it's just so fun to come together and watch this history. This is history in the making. We are literally witnessing stuff that's going to be looked back on. Like, these are the golden years of really,
rocket
really
science,
incredible things.
Golden years of rocket science.
We're going to look back at this and go, can you remember? Like, is that video, by the way, that picture, when Starship landed, did it go underwater? Is that what that camera view was? It sure looks underwater. Maybe it's just that it's the whole... Maybe it wasn't underwater. Maybe it's just... I don't know. I'm still just... I can't wait to see all the footage. This is from Jack Turner. Shout out to Dan Brownlee and team who hired a cinema in Brisbane, Australia to watch. Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool. There's people gathering at a cinema to watch. I love that.
Het is donker waar
Guys, we saw that speed drop like a rock. So we're doing a belly flip right now, or a belly flop right now. That's what's kind of, if you saw the high altitude campaign,
400 km per
that's
uur.
the unique thing about how Starship comes back.
Het is donker waar
We
Starship
bled
landt,
off
dus
pretty
daardoor
much
zie je
all of the speed
weinig
we're going to.
beelden.
We're essentially at terminal velocity.
Starship is at 5 kilometers altitude, remains on target.
It's good to hear it remains on target. That's
Pas
good.
zodra de motoren
Coming up
aangaan,
soon,
ga je
landing
pas weer
burn.
wat licht zien. De landing burn. En dat zie je dan hier
Wow.
ook
So it lights its
onderin.
engines at, less than a kilometer, I believe. It's pretty last second, it feels
2
like.
kilometers away.
Starship is on target, approaching landing burn startup.
So keep an eye on the bottom right-hand side of your screen as well. That will be the indicator when the Raptor engines ignite, if we are unable to see that illumination ourselves.
Landing burn startup.
Kijk, je ziet gelijk dat Starship hier draait. Door de landing burn.
Cool reflection.
Landing burn.
En je ziet hier gewoon de beelden van de...
Just behind the ship.
Het is door het licht van de raketten dat je gaat zien dat het water...
I think it is safe to say we have a ship in the water.
Wow.
Touchdown.
That is a live view from the ocean surface. What an incredible end to Starship's journey. A live view from a buoy that we had.
I hear other people in this hotel cheering.
An incredible view of ship landing just about on target as they were calling out.
No way.
That was amazing. And we were not
Was that another buoy?
Nou, eigenlijk op zijn kop hangen volgens mij.
hardware, so that was
In het water.
the best ending that we could
Dus
have
die,
hoped for.
dit zal wel niet meer kloppen. Deze stand.
That must be another buoy. So they were dead on target.
I don't think we're going to be able to get a ton of extra video of the heat shield, but we hit the target. We hit the target. Yeah.
Ze punt naar beneden.
I mean, we hit the target because we had these buoys placed in a pretty specific spot, so wow.
En volgens mij zie je hem hier langzaam.
That's what I get to say right there.
Bijna verdwijnen hier.
What an incredible day.
Everything started off today with that launch. We were able to lift off towards the end of our window, 7:25 a.m. Central Time. 33 out of 33 Raptors.
Oké, even kijken wat we hier...
A replay.
Replay.
This will be pretty awesome. Once obviously color grading and things like that come to effect, these will always look a lot more impressive. But we're just looking at the raw footage right now. I think it's probably playing back so slow because we shoot these in high speed, so it's like 1 second is 4. That's a good question. I'll answer that while we're waiting for this replay. How does the booster compare in size to the Saturn V? So the booster is 71 meters tall, and the Saturn V's booster was 40. Hang on. That was the S1C stage. Was 42 meters tall. So the booster is almost twice as tall as the Saturn V main stage booster. It's a little bit less narrow or less wide. It's 9 meters wide versus 10 meters wide. So it's 3 feet, smaller in diameter. But the whole stack is over 120 meters tall, whereas the Saturn V was 111. So it's a good amount taller than the Saturn V. And because the Saturn V wedding caked in from the S4B was 7 meters wide, and then it got even smaller up at the very tippity top. Starship doesn't do that, and the helium or the hydrogen stages on the Saturn V, the S2 and the S4B, so the second and third stage, hydrogen tanks are just massive. They take up a lot more.
moeten gaan afsluiten of zo. We hebben alles gehad. We hebben meerdere herhalingen gezien. We zijn nu live. Even kijken, hoe lang weet ik nog aan. Ja, we zijn nu 1,5 uur live bijna. Ja, alleen maar alleen maar gepraat over de Starship test. Er zijn wel andere dingen waar ik het over wil hebben, maar dus niet in deze stream. Ja, nou ja, 1,5 uur gekeken naar de test van de Starship en de booster catch. Al positief gelopen, nog positiever dan ooit. Dus ja, we wachten tot de volgende test. En of het nog mooier kan als dit, maar het is wel heel bijzonder wat er allemaal gebeurd is vandaag. Ja, een grote stap vooruit in de rocket science. Ja. SpaceX is momenteel op volle kracht. En we gaan daar nog veel meer van zien in het komende jaar. 2025 zal het jaar van SpaceX worden. En zullen de ontwikkelingen steeds sneller en mooier gaan worden. Dus ja, we hebben nog wat in petto voor de toekomst. Nou ja, dit was de stream van de Starship test. Ik dank jullie allemaal voor het kijken. Het was indrukwekkend. Ik hoop jullie volgende keer weer te zien. Bedankt voor het kijken. En ja, nog een fijn weekend.
QS 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff. FC2, please prepare for section 35, OSC, FC1, LBN.
Plus 30 seconds, Starship 10 has liftoff. It's headed to 10 kilometers.